Hello everyone and welcome back to another video. In today's video I am going to be touring around and showing you guys all of my native fish, specifically native fish. So I have tropical fish, but I thought since my channel name is Native Fish Aquarium Channel and I haven't really showed all of them, I have some new fish, some fish I haven't shown you guys yet, so I wanted to just go through all of my native fish. It's going to be kind of brief in each section because there's a lot to cover. But if you guys want, I can do species profiles. I kind of started doing that with the splitfin shiner, and so I could make more of those. I'm so close to 100 subscribers. I really hope we can get there. So if you enjoy the video, like and subscribe. That would be great. And yeah, so we'll just start out outside. And this is my 625-gallon pond. And this has sort of been a series of mine in the channel. I've had a couple of videos. The last video I had on this pond was when I was introducing the two bluegill in here, and they're a pair. It's a male and a female. This is the male right here. But now recently I've introduced a green sunfish into here, and he's being a little aggressive to the bluegill. And then this is the female bluegill. So some things about this green sunfish. He was up in my room. He was living with my turtle, but then I decided to move him down here. And he has pretty much like destroyed all the sand. You can see the bottom of the pond everywhere, and that's because he's been digging, I'm assuming, to try to breed with the female bluegill, because green sunfish and bluegill will hybridize. They're one of the most common sunfish hybrids is green gill sunfish. So he's been digging a lot. He's been really aggressive to the male bluegill. I'm hoping to add more fish in here to sort of spread out that aggression soon, so stay tuned for that. I am going out to hopefully get some yellow perch for this pond soon, so that'll be fun. But in other news, I believe I've already showed you this lily pad, but it has started to bloom, and I'll show some pictures of it fully bloomed. And as far as more plants go, this is, I believe, foxtail, and it just came with the algae that I put in here, and now has grown significantly. There's a bunch of these like clumps everywhere. This seed pod right here I got when I was introducing the snails, and it has just grown into this little grass plant, so that'll be interesting to see how big it gets. Vallisneria has started to spread. You can see a little pup right there. So this Vallisneria is doing really well. I just filled up the pond, and everything's looking good. All the baby bluegill are growing a ton. Java moss is doing great. You can see there's a bunch of it everywhere. I don't know what happened to all the algae. It's pretty much all gone. Obviously there's still hair algae on the side, but there's none of the big clumps or clouds of them. There is some over there, but it's not that much anymore. There's a lot of duckweed now. It's kind of taken over. There is a Lodia in here I added. Let me see if I can find some. Here we go. This is a big Alodia. If you're not familiar with these, this is what they look like. They're pretty similar to the foxtail. They have some differences. I kind of like to think of the foxtail as more of like it looks more like an evergreen tree. I'll show you. I'll compare them. So you can see this is a foxtail. It's got more like the pine needles almost, whereas the Alodia has the leaves. So I think that's pretty cool. And I did add a new floating plant in here. I'm not sure exactly what it's called, but I read a little bit about it, and I've heard that it's good in ponds. You can't really see it because of all the duckweed, but I call it a mat plant because it basically makes a mat. It's not like, it is individual plants, but they're more connected than duckweed. Like duckweed's more of like just individuals, but this will make a mat. You can see I'm holding it. It's hard to see it with all the duckweed on it, but it's been doing well. There's another clump of it right over there, a bigger clump. And I got that in one of my new tanks, which I need to do a video on. But yeah, I really like that this is bloomed. It's not, like I said, fully open right now. It was open earlier today. I don't know how long these flowers last. I think I already see a new one coming up maybe, or that might just be a new pad. But yeah, fish are doing well. Hoping to add more soon. And let's move on to the next fish. Okay, so the next room we're in has majority of my collection of native fish. I have 4 tanks with North American native fish. And this is my Minnesota native aquarium. I got all these fish from the NANFA convention. I will feed these guys actually. I need to go get the food, but I'll talk about these guys first. So I have 5 species in here: long-nosed dace, log perch, banded darters, spotfin shiners. Oh, maybe it's just 4. Yeah. Banded darters, log perch, spotfin shiners, and long-nosed dace. I can start with the banded darters. I'll show a picture of these guys in full color. These are really pretty darters. This is a female. Males are a lot more green. This is a log perch. They've been doing a lot of aggression lately, which I'm not sure why. Like, they're kind of ripping each other up, which is interesting. I don't know why. You can see this one's like real flared up. When I got them, they weren't really like showing this black eye tier. But now they sort of have that. I'm assuming it's either territorial, you can see there, or it could be breeding. I'm not sure. I don't know how to breed log perch, but if you guys know, tell me in the comments below. And then the long-nosed dace have been a real fun fish. They're awesome. They're like everything. It's like a shark, it's like a loach, it's like, I don't know, like they're so fun to watch swim around. And when I feed these guys, you'll see how personable and awesome they are. And then the spotfin shiners I've done a video on before, and I said I had 1.2 or 1 male, 2 females. And now this one is colored up, so I have 2 males and 1 female. And I know that for sure because this is just like a bland shiner, and you can tell because she might also have eggs in her. She's got a pretty round belly. But males have the yellow and they have the spawning rash. So spotfin shiners have been a real joy. I just caught some in Nebraska recently. I'm on iNaturalist if you guys wanna, if you're on there. My username is Nebraska Fish, all lowercase with an underscore between Nebraska and fish. So yeah, having a real fun time with this tank. I'm gonna go grab food, but below here is just 3 more log perch. I brought back too many, so I had to put some down here. I just planted this Valsinaria in here. We'll see how it does. But let me go grab some food. So right now I'm just feeding these guys bloodworms. I usually give them mysis shrimp with this. But one thing you have to be careful with these little darters is you got to get the food down to them. So I usually go all the way down here and see, but it's kind of hard with the log perch. But I always make sure that all my fish eat before I move on. I target feed all my banded darters. Everything else gets food fine. Sorry if the camera angle is bad, it's kind of hard to film. Yeah, these are all really fun fish. I feed these guys twice a day. And they do well. I do water changes. I actually just did a water change. But I try to do water changes like once a week. Sometimes more, especially since the amount of times I feed them and the amount of fish I have, so. Yeah, and these daces will kind of pick at my arm. It's so fun. I think, and even these log perch, like look, these log perch just don't care. They'll rest in your hand. Like he just does not care. They're so fun. Log perch are insanely good aquarium fish. Like immediately started to act like, you know, like an angelfish, just completely normal captive behavior. Banded darters have been really tricky. They've sort of, their bellies have shrank. I'm not sure what I'm doing wrong. I'm hoping that it's nothing too serious. They've been doing fine. It's just their bellies are shrinking. Otherwise, they're acting normal. Everything's going fine. The females are fine. It's more the males that have the shrunken bellies. And the long-nosed dace were harder to acclimate as well. Not sure why, but the shiners and the log perch are just super easy. Highly recommend them for beginner native fish enthusiasts. I will have to feed these guys, but I'm going to save some for the other fish that we'll get into right now. So this next tank is my Nebraska native fish tank. But the Johnny Darter in here I caught from Minnesota. It's still, Johnny Darters are still found in Nebraska. I've caught them in Nebraska before, but this guy was from Minnesota. And then the shiners in here are red shiners, not super pretty. I got them from the Platte River. I had a really colored up male. I think he died for some reason. I'm not sure why. I had some with diseases that I was catching some that had in the wild. I was catching some that had the same issue. But otherwise, I think I've had this tank set up for close to 2 months and nothing else has really happened. The tank behind me that I was just showing off has been set up for about a month, so. I have to target feed this guy too, just like the bay and the darters, although it's not as big of an issue with the red shiners. They're not nearly as food aggressive. But I'm hoping to put maybe some orange spotted sunfish, although that might be risky. I'm not sure how predatory they are, so maybe something else, I don't know. I want to add probably orange throats, possibly some more native Nebraska fish. This is a 29 gallon, it has some vallisneria and floating plants I'm not sure the exact name of. This tank has gone through a lot. It's had bluegill, it's had striped shiners. I'm pretty happy with how it's going now. I have a snail problem, obviously. It doesn't cause any issues to the fish though. But let's move on to the next fish. So this next fish is Mexico native. It is the red-tail splitfin. So these are all North American native fish is what I'm calling them. So not found in the US, but these are very endangered species. I'm not sure how many populations are left, but I know that there's some splitfin species that are only found in like one spring. Tequila splitfins are very rare, but also in the hobby. Most of the goodies are like pretty common in the hobbies. The red-tail splitfins are probably the most common in the hobby, but they're all extremely rare not all of them, but most of them are extremely rare in the wild. These are live bears, so very cool fish. The light's not the best. There we go. Males will have like that really bright orange tails. That's a baby male. It'll also be more compact. Like that's a male. You can see he's more compact, and whereas the females are going to have a bigger hump on their head and they're going to be longer, more robust. These guys are really fun. I started with 7 and now I have, I don't know, close to 20. I've sold these before. They don't sell for a ton, but I know Select Aquatics has these. That website sells a lot of cool live bears. Highly recommend you check it out. Yeah, these are really fun fish. I enjoy them, and they're easy too. They most likely, or you want to keep these in a species tank only, just because they don't really do well with other fish. More with aggression. You could probably like put in a catfish, like a pleco or something, but otherwise I wouldn't do anything else. And the fact that these are endangered makes you sort of want to just keep them alone so that you can keep these alive. Like I really enjoy breeding these because I feel like I'm doing something to help this species survive for longer. Because who knows if it's going to last in the wild. Like maybe, I know with most of the goodied species, all that's keeping them alive is the captive breeder. Like same with the axolotls. I think there's one area where they found some, and all that's really left is the axolotls in captivity. So just a fun fish. Highly recommend you try it, and let's move on. I will also feed this tank, but you have probably seen this tank before. Gotta turn off the fan, of course. And I just did a water change on it, got rid of some vallisneria, kind of opened it up a little bit. This vallisneria is just doing insane. But this is my Missouri native tank. I also like to call it my darter tank because it's pretty much all darters. But I have 6 orange throat darters. Here's one of the males, not super colorful right now, but that is my female rainbow darter back there. They just kicked up a bunch of leaves. I used to have leaves in here, and so there's still some bits of leaves here, and then this is the other male. Really pretty. This one's prettier. I did just see my fantail darter out, but I don't know if he's gonna show himself again. You can see my stone roller hiding right there. He's not. Oh geez, my camera's being weird. He's pretty shy, especially since I just did a water change, so they're all kind of confused. He might come out though when I feed. Hopefully everybody will come out. I'll try to get a video of everyone, but I really enjoy this tank. It's a 20 long. I've had it for, oh, let's see, I think I set it up last year, and it was like near the end of, I'm not sure how old this is. It's probably close to a year. Not fully to a year yet, but I've had a lot of fun with this tank. It's fully stocked. I don't think I'm gonna add anything else in it, but I am going to the same place in Missouri where I caught these guys, so hopefully I can catch some more cool fish and probably not bring them home, but at least get some cool videos of them. But let's feed these guys. Just dropped in some food. I'm feeding these guys bloodworms and mysis. You can see the female rainbow is really colored up. I mean, not compared to males, but there's the stone roller. He's just a juvenile right now, but he'll get bigger. I also have some ram's horn snails in here. They've been breeding a little bit too, which is cool. I want my fantail darter to come out because he's really my favorite. You can see one of the orange throats back there. Really pretty. Oh, he's behind the rock now. A lot of orange throats in here. The fantail is always the last to come out. I love how they perch up on that rock. They do it every time. There is a lodia in here too, but it's sort of being outcompeted by the Valicineria. So, I don't know. Oh, there's the fantail. He just went down there. I don't know how much longer the lodia is going to be in here. But I have a ton in that tank. All that right there is a lodia. So, I'm not really worried about it. But if the fantail darter doesn't come out, I'm gonna probably stop the video. It's been going on for, oh, it's just down there. I love these fish. They're so fun. Come on, focus. Alright, well I think I'm going to wrap up the video there. Hope you guys enjoyed. Make sure you subscribe. We're so close to 100. I'll probably do something special for 100. I'm not sure what yet, but if you guys have any suggestions, you can totally put that down in the comments. I love you guys, and I'll see you on the next one.